You can support this show at patreon.com/ASAPodcasting. Hello, welcome back. Skyrim Addict podcast. I am Michael, joined by Ray.
Howdy, howdy.
And Colin.
Good evening, guys.
So breaking news, the feed for Starfield Addict podcast has been has been set up on Anchor anyway. There's no actual episode on there. Because we actually don't know anything yet. So
there's not enough to even have a speculation episode.
Yeah, not even a speculation episode. So I'll probably put a little teaser up there, a little like minute or two teaser, just so we have the feed in case it gets announced at E3, and then if it doesn't, well, it'll sit there till next year. It is what it is. I did notice somebody set up. Who was it? Oh God. It may have been one of the other shows set up a Starfield one as well. But that was like last November or something. And then they're like, oh, we'll be back when something happens. Like, yeah, good luck with that. We're thinking the same thing. Nope. Good luck. Yeah, because it could be a while. So if it gets announced at E3, we'll have a little episode. If not, there'll be a little teaser episode on there. But it doesn't exist yet on the feeds. So, but it will be there. Other than that, I'm not sure what it's going to be because we don't know anything. So, other than the speculation that it was going to be for Xbox and PC, which seems pretty established, but is not surprising since they just spent like $7 billion for Bethesda. So, I'm not really surprised at that. So,
no, not at all.
You don't spend that much for non-exclusives. So. Skyrim wise, I did get back into. Oh wait, we got to get to Ray. We just heard off the air here. Breaking news. What's happened?
Man. Yeah, my graphics card woes has pretty much rendered me useless, and I can kind of play Fallout 4. I can't play Skyrim at all because, Fallout 4, I've got a lot of just utility mods.
Okay.
But in Skyrim, I've got all 4K textures. And it is running pretty dang janky. to the point where it's so aggravating. Even if it was worse, it would be better.
If it was worse, it's just bad enough where it's not playable, so it's incredibly frustrating.
Right. Because if it was worse, then, I would be able to program myself to wait for the delay and everything. But, it's just not quite bad enough, to be able to adjust to it. So it just drives me crazy.
Oh, man. Yeah, I did get to play a little of my legacy character. I'm still nowhere near where you are. I still haven't gotten the Night at the Museum thing because I started doing Helgen Reborn.
Oh, shiny.
Yeah, exactly. I get distracted, and then Helgen Reborn, I'm doing the where you have to get the guards for the town, basically. So you have to go like 6 or 7 different places to get people. So I've been hopping around doing that, and then I was on a quest to get some. Actually, I was on the quest to get something for Ariane. There was a sword up in the Brinehammer, like a cutlass or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm searching everywhere for it. Everywhere I'm searching. I went through that damn ship like 4 times. It was stuck in the wall.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I'm like, how am I missing this? I've been through here. Where is this chest at that I'm missing? I dove through the bottom of the ship. I came back through the top again. I went through every area again. I'm like, how am I missing this chest that this thing is in? And
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I got fortunate. I hit my head on it.
oh, did you?
Uh,
So that took up like more gameplay than I had planned on it taking, actually. Because
yeah, there's a book series that goes with that, isn't it? Captain Caius's Cutlass or something like that.
Yes, that is it. Yeah.
And yeah, there's a book series. There's like the in the library,
Oh
and you've
yeah.
got all the bookshelves before you go. Like you got that gated off one right at the back, which all the rarest of the rare books go. But you've got those bookshelves just outside of that at the very bottom of the stairs. I think it's down the bottom left. I think one of those areas there,
Okay.
and it's Sirius, not Kyrus. It's Sirius.
That's right. Serious. Yeah.
And it's tales of Sirius and his fight with. I think he has fights with everybody. I think it's like Vivek and like everybody across like the season. He goes to like different places. I think he's a pirate or something like that. But I haven't read the books. I think I got through the first 2 or 3 pages of of one of the books, and then sort of like, oh, I'll have to read that when I get them all. And then it's like 3 playthroughs later. So
yeah. It took me so long to find that stupid cutlass in there. I was like, oh, God.
and it doesn't do anything. It's just
Yeah.
it's just a sword. There's no Chapman on it. It doesn't do. It looks fancy. It looks nice.
Oh yeah, it looks good. Yeah, but yeah, no, there's nothing on it. So
yeah.
And then I had to let's see. Oh, I did the whole thing where I had to free the guy before getting the guards for Helgen. Free what's his name from the Thalmor.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, yeah, basically. Yeah. Yeah. So I had to free him, which meant I didn't end up killing. I mean, I ended up killing everybody because I couldn't persuade anybody, so or intimidate. So it just ended up a fight, basically.
I was gonna ask, which way did you go? Did you go with the independent guards or the?
I went independent, yeah. So I don't know how that's gonna play out for me, but that's the way I went. Because I have not started the Civil War yet. So I was like, yeah, I'd rather go independent and not make any choice yet. Because I'm right about to... I'm also supposed to go pick up Esbern as well. So I have like 15 things going on at once. I may go over there anyway because I have to go in the Ratway for something else. And I have to get Esbern anyway. And also I have the Ethereum quest started. And need to finish that up too. So I got a bunch of stuff going at once on there, That's the killer. You just like shiny object and go running towards it and just
squirrel.
Yep. It's just like, and I was going from end to end, getting the guys and recruiting them and all that, and just so easy to get sucked into that part of it.
Yeah, I started a new character. It was just something to like bounce around with for a break from Valheim with. But I made after a long decision process. It took me ages to try and decide on what I was going to do. But I finally went with an Imperial, and he's an Imperial grave robber. No, is it? Yeah, Imperial treasure hunter / grave robber, who eventually becomes the champion of Meridia / grave robber. And basically he's going to like all the ancient ruins and like robbing of all the stuff that they've got. And then he eventually came across Meridia's beacon, and she was like, yo, come here now. And he was like, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this works for me. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And she's like, come here now. Okay, no worries. So he goes off running up there. But one of because I was just running across the map, not doing any quests, just running to, whatchamacallit, ancient Nord ruins. and going through those. Apart from Bleak Falls Barrow, because I haven't kicked off the dragons yet.
Oh yeah,
And so I'm running through those, and I've done Goldier's one, and whatchamacallit, he's up just on the road from Whiterun to Windhelm, and he's up there on the right near the river, and that's where it's Valdverin doing the necromancer thing.
Yep.
So I killed him and get Goldier because what's his name? Victor recommended him since he enjoys him as a follower. So I'm off there doing a fighting, and I'm fighting something, some big bosses, probably the one in Frozen Cave or the Lost Cave. You know, the one where you get the White File. I didn't do the White File quest. I just went into to get Kuramil. That's it. And I'm fighting in there, and we get to the last room to fight Kuramil. And halfway through the fight, what's his name? Goldier disappears. And I'm like, where's the gun? He's probably gone off chasing one of the stray drog or left me here to fight fucking a Kuramil on my own. The bastard. So we fight that, and then I finally get the Meridius beacon, so we go off, and it turns out Goldier's a fucking coward. I get all the way down to the last room in like against what's his name in Meridia's shrine, the necromancer in there, Malkaran.
Oh yeah, yep.
Get into the final room, Mackerel, kill all the undead that's around there, and he's finally coming up, and he's a nasty piece of work, especially at fucking level 12.
Oh my god.
And Goldier runs off and fucking hides in the corner.
Oh my god.
And just like stays down on his knees with his hands over his head for the entire
fight.
for the entire fucking fight.
Oh god.
I was it Victor's ears must have been burning that day because that fucking piece of fucking. So right before I took Dawnbreaker out, I was like, and usually if I get rid of a follower, I leave all the shit, like, you know, I give them potions and like armor and weapons, but usually if I dismiss them and let them have all of that shit, they're just like, you know, headcan and stuff. But I was like, no, give me all your shit. Give me all your shit.
Oh, man.
Right, goodbye, fuck
I'm
off.
not just dismissing you, I'm firing you.
Yeah, get the fuck out. Don't come back. Don't call us. Like, you know, we definitely won't call you either. And then I took the sword, and Solitude was just up the road, so I went up there and I hired Belrand, and it's another one of Victor's recommendations. But we'll see how he goes. He's not been too bad, and he hasn't run away from any fights. And he's sword and spell. He's a spell sword, sorry, should I say? So he summons up a wolf and casts like thingy, and he uses one-handed. So it's been okay so far, but I haven't gone too far. And I'm concentrating on restoration, and I'm worshiping using the original religion mod to worship Meridia. And she's got some massive bonuses. There's like you cost 10% favor, and you do like I think it's 300. It's like a touch spell that you get. You have to be in melee range, and you touch an undead, and it does like 300 sun damage to that, and then 150 sun damage to everything within 100 feet of it. And you can use that once per day or something like that. So I was like, that's not too bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, so, with Zim's artifacts, it's boosted up Dawnbreaker's damage as well. So that does 40 fire damage or 40 sun damage, I think. And then like it burns targets. Oh, and it's triple on its first attack against an undead, and then all the other attacks are normal, but the very first one is 3 times the strength against an undead opponent. So Zim's coming out the winner again there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I did try 2 Xbox mods. One's called The Town of Granite Hill. I believe the premise of this one is that it was a town that was originally going to be there, but was cut. So this mod adds it back in. It's I think there's like one quest in the town that I came across that was pretty decent. But it also kind of, adds a player home, the quest for the player home and stuff like that. There's not a lot else with it, so it must have been a very, not fleshed out at all before it was cut. So it's like there's a secret you have to find in the town. I don't want to spoil for anybody, but I had a hell of a time finding the secret. You just got to look around, open your eyes, and see if you can find it. But it was pretty solid, pretty good battle, pretty good dungeon crawl. And Jurgholm was the other one. This one was, I was saying before we started, recommend it for level 50 plus. So I went in with my level 66 character that I've been using to hop in and out of mods, and it was still pretty tough on legendary at level 66, I will say. It was a pretty good crawl. It's a little more to it than the town one. There's a bit of a fetch quest to start it off after you find where you have to be, and some things like that. And then the dungeon itself is pretty difficult, hence level 50, with a pretty difficult final battle. So and there's some super dark areas too, so you really need to use like candlelight or a torch or something like that, just to kind of see in some areas. It's like extra dark, which is always nice because there's not that many dark areas in the vanilla game. Darkness isn't used as much in the vanilla game as it is in some mods, but this one uses it pretty well. But I enjoyed those too. I did hop into those and play through those, I believe, completely. The Granite Hill one, I think I would add to a game just to have like a little town to live in, essentially, with like with shops and stuff, And if it gets added onto or whatever, it'll be nice too. But it's not a bad little mod, and Jurgholm was a pretty fun one as well. If you want a really tough dungeon crawl, like I said, I was doing my legacy one, and I thought I was collecting the things I needed, and then I came back and it was like one item, and I'm like, man, what the hell's going on here? And then I was running around looking to see if, like, all right, because I had the, what's his name? Yurik's staff? Yeah. And I'm like, why do I still have it? Did I make a replica? Did I not make a replica? So I had to go find where it was at and make sure it was in there. Yeah, was it Yurik Gunderson or whatever staff? Or is that what it's called? Or
yeah, I think it's Yurik's staff.
Yurik's staff, yeah. So I went to find that, but it was there. The replica was on the shelf or in the in the case or whatever, the display. So I was able to put that away, and then there was something else I had that I had made a replica for as well. And I'm like, it's not. But I must have made a replica for it in the past. And I'm like, oh god. So I was making replicas for no reason. And then I did have a bunch of elven stuff. But apparently I had all the elven stuff already because I did that quest to get the giant Nord out of prison for Helgen. And I'm like, I'll get all this elven stuff, and that'll finish off all the elven things. And I already had them all. I did, and then I thought I would need the Forsworn stuff because there was a quest that involved that. I was doing the Forge Master's Fingers quest, and they were they happen to be that's Radiant where it's at, right? Depends on what orc stronghold you go to, I think, or is it always in the same place?
No, I think it's Radiant.
That's Radiant, right? Yeah, because they're just in a chest, but it was in that what's that? There's that Forsworn cave where you go in, where you first go in. There's like a leek or potato farm on the left in the cave with a goat at it.
Oh yeah, that's where Madanak goes after you free him from the thingy.
Yes, yeah, he goes there too. And then there's a
stinky ball sack cave.
There's a briar heart up top. There's like a few little huts and a briar heart up top. Yeah, it's not a big cave, but yeah, there's a farm and a goat in there, and a few little huts. But that's where the Forge Master's fingers were. So I was able to.
Oh, there's also event for anybody who doesn't know. There's a special map in there.
Oh yeah, there is. What is that?
It's a forsworn map, and if you activate it, it doesn't actually go into your inventory. It gives you all the location of the forsworn locations across the reach.
Oh, does it? I saw it on the table, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. Wonder what that is." I'll have to go back there and see if I can activate it, because I mean, I just left there, so it should still be cleared. Oh, that's pretty good. I didn't realize that. I did see the markings on there, and I was wondering what that was. If it was like, I assumed it was related to the Forsworn, but if I didn't know if it was places they were going to attack or Forsworn places. I never had noticed that before, actually. I think that's the first time I noticed it. Weirdly.
Excuse me. I meant to mute the cough, and I ended up hanging up.
Yeah, I'd never noticed that map previously. It's weird, and I happened to notice it this time when I was there. Because
I'm not even sure when I got the Forge Master fingers. It was just I happened to be walking through the museum and they were sitting there.
Oh, really?
That's weird.
Oh, good. I did those. Oh, that was the other thing I made a replica of. Yeah, it was the Forge Master fingers.
Yeah, it is kind of it's kind of confusing sometimes because you can make more than one replica.
Yeah.
And so, you're trying to think, did I already do this one or not?
Yeah, that's what. And I ended up I just sold the replica to, like, what's his name, Belthor or something, just to get rid of it, basically. The second replica, that is, of whatever ones I made duplicates of.
The replica, like, the recipes you have, some of them don't disappear after you've made it. They just stay in the like your recipe menu, and even if you don't have the item on you, and you've already like some of the quest ones stay in there, and sometimes you'll have the recipe for it. Do I have to make that? And like especially if it's something earlier on.
Yeah, I've been trying to make them as I get them. But some of the things, obviously, I don't have the materials to make or whatever, so there's that minor issue.
Yeah, they're really the high grade weapons. Sometimes, nearly always, call for ebony, and if you're starting off low, then it's a bit difficult.
Yeah, because I'm just one of my level 26, I think, right now, and I haven't put a ton into smithing, so. I've been doing some. I have so many ingredients. I started doing a bunch of alchemy and selling it off, just to buy other stuff. But that's the other thing. I wonder if I have. I did plant some ingredients in the where you go in. What's that hall called?
Natural history.
Natural history. I did plant some things in there. And started building some of the animals and stuff, and a Spriggan and Hagraven, and oddly, I don't have goat horns or the most basic things like the cowhide and stuff like that for those things. Yeah, so I got to look for those because I was starting to fill that out because I guess those aren't automatically sorted. You actually have to do those.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of messing around with those. I thought I had the goat stuff, but I didn't. I killed that goat in that cave and didn't give me enough. So,
I still haven't done a cow, chicken, or dog.
Oh yeah, I have the cow, chicken, and dog to go. Yep, and there's a bunch of dragons.
They're that stuff. Was it cowhide? Unless you specifically go find a cow to kill, it's rare to come across.
Yeah.
You'll sometimes find them in in caves. I think there's some in what's that one where you getting the Shards of Mehrunes Razor, the one with the orcs near Falkreath. Cracked Tusk Keep.
Yeah.
That's the one. I think there's a whatchamacallit. I think I found a cow hide in there. The horse one should be easy because there's like dead horses everywhere.
Yeah, there's always like the bandit raid that you come across and stuff like that. There's always horses. Yeah.
But the only place you ever find chickens was like in town. So, and then if you kill one of those, then you're going to get attacked by the guards.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, that's
you're better off just going to
and just buying a chicken breast or something.
Yeah.
Buying
a chicken breast at the whatchamacallit. I think what's her face, Carlotta, is it in Whiterun? She sells them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
See, because if you go to the inns, it'll all be cooked.
It'll be cooked. Yeah, you need to buy it from one of the vendors.
Yeah, so either her or the meat elf guy.
Oh, can you get the cow hide at that giant place right above Valtheim Towers, where you can overlook Valtheim Towers from there as you're heading there, like if you're heading to Iverstead from Whiterun.
Yeah, they usually have some hides on them when you kill them. Usually have bear hides and shit like that.
Yeah,
goat hides and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if they have cow hides because they like the painted cows. But I thought I remembered finding them there. But I know they have a lot of hides usually in general, so that's always a good place too. And then I have to, weirdly, I have not had a lot of dragon attacks. I have to see if something's wrong with my Deadly Dragon settings.
You can import mine.
Yeah. Yeah, because I it's been a while since I've seen a dragon. Like I did a lot of that Helgen stuff and was fast traveling all over, and not a dragon popped up. I mean, I've seen one recently, but it was like far enough away where it didn't come attack me. But yeah, they're not popping up as much as I thought they would.
Yeah, if you're far enough along to be looking for Esbern, then it's well into the quest for them to be pretty much everywhere now.
Yeah, they should be all over. So I got to look at my settings. Maybe I messed something up or something got messed up. That's always a possibility. Yeah, because I gotta get to Esbern. So
whatever you find, let me know. Because I'm sitting on 32 dragon souls.
Oh man.
And I think I'm about out of shouts.
Oh wow. So you just have all the dragon souls laying around forever.
Yeah, what was it? I came across something that I could spend dragon souls on.
Oh, in the vanilla game, you can do it to. Can't you do it to change your stuff with Mirak? Yeah.
Yeah, you can clear your
perks,
a skill tree of your perks without going legendary. So you can leave it at 100, take all the perks, and then redistribute them, put them back where they were without leaving a couple. So you can sort of like still keep your skill where you want it, but sort of like, if you ended up going up halfway up a branch and then realize no, I want to switch to this, and you can get those perks back. I was doing it on my 81 character, the one before this one. And there's another one, there's a mod that lets you do it. Actually, I think it's Legacy of the Dragonborn. There's a quest that you get to where you can make this armor in this particular place, and it causes you to be able to get the material. One of the materials to make this armor is sacrificing a dragon soul. I think there's another one as well. You sacrifice a dragon soul for a perk point.
Dragon soul for
Deadly Dragons. Yeah, that's it. It's Deadly Dragons. You can sacrifice a dragon soul for a perk point, or is it 5 dragon souls for a perk point? Something like that.
Huh.
At this point, no price is too high.
No price is too high. Oh my god.
Because it's I've got it. I did get the regular attack, the scripted attack, down to every 3 game days.
Oh, every 3. Okay.
but I still get dragon attacks about every third or fourth fast travel.
Oh, really?
Which almost always means it's going to happen at when I'm leaving the museum.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not quite as traumatic anymore because all of the all of the pilgrims are dead. All of the non-essential people
are dead.
In Solitude are dead. Now they just kind of stand around and say, "What a shame."
Oh, what a shame. Oh God. Yeah, I tried going back further in saves. Speaking of dead people, for Alvor, and I kept searching further and further and further back. No, he's dead, like way back. So yeah, I was no luck there. I went back like 30 saves or something, and he was still dead in town. So yeah. Speaking of dead townsfolk.
Yeah, surprisingly, the sisters that run Radiant Raymonds.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So the one that wanders around, fortunately, one of the first things I did when I got to Solitude was I did her quest where you wear the clothes at the Blue Palace.
Okay.
Because shortly after that, there was a dragon attack and she died.
Oh God!
And so the next time I went into Radiant Raymonds, the other sister was really dour, not her usual nasty self, and said that that her sister had died.
Oh wow! I don't think I've ever come across that.
I was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I heard those dragons are pretty nasty. But the very next time I went in, she was her regular nasty self.
Oh, there you go.
That was very short-lived.
Are those clothes part of the museum?
I don't think so.
I didn't know if they were special clothes or not. I don't know where they would.
They are in so much as that they're in one of the boxes in the in the safe house.
They're in the museum.
Well, they are in there. Yeah, they're there.
Yeah, along with the thousands and thousands of other crap that I can't use.
Oh God. Yeah, I did finally take notice of the kitchen adding food and stuff to it as I have it on me and sort it. I've been sending all the guild members out to excavate and bring back stuff. But I haven't come across a site recently, so I got to do a little better with exploring. But I've been mostly in towns and stuff because with the Helgen thing and all that. So I haven't really been in any good dungeons where I would have come across the areas to excavate as a archaeologist. So I haven't added a perk there recently, which I would like to do some more perks there. But I've been doing the making the keystones and stuff. Is that what it is? Because they go out and excavate and they bring back whatever the Nordic
the fragments and the keystones.
Yeah. Remembered that I had to use. You have to use the tools to do the keystones on those, right? Or
you get keystones
from those. From the fragments, right?
From when you're mining, you get keystones anyway, but it's random whether you get like fragments and usually get like one keystone like every 3 times you mine or something.
That's what. Yeah.
And then you have Alvoro's tools.
That's it.
That gives you a chance at a keystone. It'll cost you 2 fragments, and then if it's a success, then it becomes a keystone. If it's a failure, then you lose 1 fragment.
Yeah. Now, are the fragments useful?
Yeah, so you get you use the fragments and the keystones to make stuff.
To make items, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the archaeology table there, or the
Although I'm gonna have to go into the curiosities room and take note of what I've got in there because I think I'm making the same ones over and over again.
Oh yeah, that's what I was worried about because I think I made one or like two or three things in there, but they're in that one room where like the shelves are in the middle of the room. Is that what it is? Yeah. Okay. The curiosities room.
Yeah, where all the jade stuff is, and
Yeah.
your statue of Debella.
Yeah.
No, the ones that the keystones, the ones you make, they're displayed in the dining room that's inside the museum. When you walk in through the front door,
Uh-huh.
they're in the glass one. So when you're walking through past the dining room in the what you may call it in the Hall of Heroes, and you have the doorway that leads into the Explorers Guild.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All the ones that you make at the table, they're displayed there on the right in the glass cabinets.
Oh, okay.
And if you have them,
because I thought I saw some of the Falmer stuff that I made in the curiosities room. I'll have to go look.
No, I know the Jade's statues and the Debella statues and like the draw knife and the white file, all that sort of stuff. That's displayed in the curiosities one.
Okay.
But all the ones that you make from the fragments are displayed in the Hall of Heroes dining room.
Gotcha.
In the glass things there on the side, and some of them you can use. So keep an eye out when you get higher level. There's some that you can actually, they actually become useful things when you make them out.
Yeah, I had picked up some kind of a vase or a display piece that was sitting on the ground in some dungeon I was in, and when I went through and unloaded all the stuff for the museum, it was still in my inventory, and so I tried to display it in the safe house, and it ended up falling on the floor, and I just left it and was going to pick it up later, and came back and it was gone. And then I discovered that there's a spot for it in the curiosities room.
Oh.
You're not talking about Ognum's coffer, are you?
Could be.
Because when you activate that just gives you a shit ton of gold. Like every day, it can give you like 1,000 to 5,000 gold every time you activate it.
Oh,
it's all game. It's a. I don't know the lore of itself. I sort of like skimmed it, but it's Ognum coffer, and it just gives out gold. And there's you can make a replica of it, but you keep it in your inventory, and then like 2 or 3 days go by, so you can just click it, you activate it in your inventory, and then it just gives you like a shit ton of gold. Sometimes a few hundred, but it can be a few thousand gold depending on how many game hours have gone past.
Well, that's another thing like Dragon Souls that I don't need anymore.
Oh no, I'm down to my like your 500,000 gold.
Oh man,
ridiculous. And then I was going through Solstein, and I went through that dungeon that has all the the piles and piles of gold everywhere.
Death Brand,
yeah. And I'm like, do I even bother picking all this stuff up?
Oh god, yeah, because there's like so many piles to go through there. Yeah, and if you don't need it, it's like,
yeah, but it's probably going to be some like dickhead is going to go in and take it off if you don't take it. It's not that you need it; it's that you don't want some dickhead getting it.
That's true. Yeah,
some guy is going to go past it in like a solid gold Mercedes Benz or something.
Yeah.
Gold horse armor.
Exactly.
Yeah, gold horse armor. Yeah, that's the problem with like when I jump in these other mods with my high level character. Like, I don't even want to loot the stuff in the mods because I'm already wearing all Dragonbone stuff with Stalrim bow and dragonbone weapons and everything else, and I'm like, what am I even looting anything for? I've got a house full of crap. And
well, yeah, I just do it because I've got 880 carry weight.
oh, that's true. I have actually I just on my legacy character, I think I have like 550 with the backpack. So I can carry a good bit. And then I was like walking out the door with 300 carry weight to start. And I'm like, what am I carrying around that I'm already at 300? What am I doing?
50 legs of goat.
Yeah, I'm like, what am I doing here? And I'm like, oh, so I had to look and see because some of the stuff didn't get sorted out. And then there was like the replicas and all that crap and things. I'm like, ugh. Like, why am I running around with all this stuff? I'm not even using it. That means I can pick up less things.
Yeah.
Then I got to the point of alchemy where I'm just like making potions, selling them all, and buying every ingredient that somebody has.
Yeah, I stopped bringing my soul trap stuff with me because I just have so damn many of these soul gems, filled with all kinds of souls, and I've got a mod, or is it? It might even be an enchantment that automatically refills your weapons to the level that they were in when you activate them. And so I don't even use soul gems to recharge my legendary weapons anymore.
I think that might be a perk in Ordinator, maybe.
Yeah,
it might be. Yeah, I think you might be right.
It's either that or, and I don't know.
It's enchanting, yeah.
It's been so long since I've looked at the list. I don't even remember. I've got some mod that extends the enchantments. So there's all kinds of wild enchantments.
Yeah, Winter Mist or Summer Mist or something like that.
Yeah, Summer Mist is the enchantment one. Yeah, I have a ton of crazy ones.
Yeah. I haven't used that one before.
Yeah, I got a ton of crazy enchantments popping up, and I'm like, whoa, this does like some very bizarre things I've never seen before.
Yeah, and they're interesting, and I'm sure you could probably build an interesting character around them, but they're just too bizarre for normal use.
Yeah. It's generally an odd combination where if you were building something really specific, it would be awesome to find this enchantment. Yep. But yeah. Oh, you know what I should do? I should go find the muffle boots in that in that chest in the that's in a Forsworn area, right? It's where is that? What is that cave that's in? It's the big interior one. It's open air. God. And the chest is up above the waterfall. Jeez.
Oh yeah, that's the crap where the Hagraven is.
Yeah. Where the Hagraven's up top. Yeah.
So I don't think those disenchant.
I don't. Oh yeah, you're right.
Predator's Grace.
That's it. Predator's Grace. Yeah. They don't disenchant, do they?
No, because I have those, and was wearing them for a while until I found
actual muffle boots.
Deepwood Redoubts and Hag's End.
That's it. Deepwood Redoubt. Yeah. I love going in there with archery.
Yeah.
And just nailing people from really far away. And watching them fall off of those outlooks into the river below. Yeah. That's always a good time. And I've been using, you know what I keep doing is, because I do play with a controller, but when I switch I forget to switch off between pray and my shouts. So I'll go to use.
You just dropped your knees.
I'm like, no, it's not what I wanted. Not what I need it right now. Or I think it might say like you're in combat and you can't do it. I think That's possibly what it says. But regardless, it still doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I do that, but with
the black book.
No, the
Black
horse
market.
whistle.
Oh, the horse whistle. Oh.
You're just there, I'm gonna blow this guy off a cliff, and you go.
I did it with I just did it with black market because when I hopped into I think I was going through Jurgholm, that mod, and I just picked up at a save that I was on, and I had probably black market set up on it. And I go and I hit it, and boom, and there he shows up right next to me when I'm trying to blast like people off a cliff. And I'm like, well, this is not really that helpful because you're not even gonna fight them, and they don't fight him either. He just stands there and he just I was like, oh, that was not helpful.
Don't mind him; he's just here to watch.
I was like, oh, I gotta change that. But I have since this is my first Sky UI playthrough, I've liked Sky UI quite a bit, actually. I mean, I still, on Xbox, obviously, I still use my normal menus, but on PC, I've liked it a lot. And I've gotten used to the, was it iHUD?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like not having it up there and just being able to tap the button to see if I want to see a little bit. Somehow I get less distracted, even though I'm still getting distracted because you don't see every single cave you're walking by within, a certain radius.
Right.
But somehow I still end up wandering places and finding them anyway.
Yeah. And I've got the Steed Stone, and with Andromeda, the Steed Stone will pop stuff up on your map.
Okay.
Within the area around you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I'm forever opening in my map to see where I'm going, and look, a cave.
Oh, is that one of the benefits of the Steed Stone?
Yep.
I never even knew that. I don't think I've ever really used the Steed Stone.
Yeah, I hadn't either, but I was running low on carry weight. I was only like 500-600.
I do have to go around and kill some guards to get some gear stealthily, hidden, or like have a dragon attack happen. But yeah, I don't have most of the holds yet, so I do have to go get the gear for those. I did try going into barracks and seeing if I could find some. That's
to steal.
Yeah, just go steal some.
Yeah.
Will the museum sort stolen items? That's one thing I didn't know.
I think it will. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it takes quest items right out your inventory.
That's a good point. Yeah,
and
that's a good point.
They tell you to go get stuff that you have to steal to get.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, so it better take stolen items. Oh God. Yeah, other than that, that's about all I've done in the game. Have you guys played any Valheim?
I'm playing defeat the second to last boss, which is like a kind of a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been spending all my time looking for the location of the last boss, and it was really irking me because to find the location of the last boss, you have to like look through his area, and then it's randomly generated. So, but what you're looking for is a little stone tablet that glows red, and you click on it, and then that'll bring up the location of the shrine to the boss. And you go to the shrine, you sacrifice something, and then it summons him, and then you fight him. But I've been like to 6-7 different biomes of the plains, and that's like the hardest area, or the hardest area in the game, and it's just like full of goblins and what are they called, the fellings? What are they called?
Yeah.
Furlings? Not furling, it's fewlings. I know there is because furlings is there's furlings like I think there is a species mentioned in Stargate, but I know it's not very good because it doesn't have an R in it, so I think it's like Fullings, Fullings, and I still don't get it. But
Yeah, the
they're
guys with the
fucking
big ears.
yeah, they're fucking goblins, and I must have, and they're. I thought that these little stones would be in the camps, so I've done like 20, 30 camps, and each camp can have anywhere between like 15 to 30 goblins in it. And I was just like going to each and every one, and then I was like, "Fuck this shit!" I got really sick and tired of it, so I just Google it, and I just said like, I just like location of the last boss, and obviously it was randomly generated, but the little stones don't show up in the goblin camps. They show up near other stones in the middle of the plains just randomly.
Mm.
So I was going to all these goblin camps, doing all these fighting and again, and sort of like just rehashing the same shit for no reason whatsoever. So
Yeah,
that
in
started
Valheim,
going.
that your weapons and armor take a lot of damage.
Yeah,
and so you have to go get them repaired, and back in you go.
And there's no way to increase. There's a way to increase your carry weight, but there's no way to increase your slots of stuff that you can carry.
Mhm.
And like you can pretty quickly fill up with shit, and you don't want to throw anything away because it just stays there in the game. It just lies there on the floor forever if you just throw it on the ground. So you try and keep everything. So what I was doing is like, because I like to go out and like adventure for the whole 2 or 3 days instead of like coming back, sleeping, building a little bit, adventuring for a few hours, coming back. I just had these 2 big carts right outside the front of where I live, and I'd teleport back and then just throw all the shit into the carts and then back through the portal and then back out again, and then sort of like carry on the search and then attack something. But sometimes those goblin camps are so big that it'd take like an entire day in game, not an entire game for me, but a day in the game to be able to clear just one camp. And I must have about 8 or 9 camps, all like goblin camps, all over which I've killed everything and got all the like the black metal. But because you can't teleport, I wasn't going to sail the boat all the way there, pick up and then sail all the way back. So there's like, as I said, there's about 10 or 11 camps all over the map, just filled with that black metal, just jammed in a chest right in the middle of the camp, and I just off and left it there. But luckily, I haven't been needed to grow any flax or grow any barley because I've been doing so many of the camps that I just nick all of theirs.
Mm.
So I got plenty of food, like the good food, which I don't normally use. I just still using the sausages and the cloud berries, and then whatever random food I come across. Yeah, other than that, so I'm down to the last boss. I just got to find his location, and I think he's going to be fire, because I found a recipe recently for a fire resist potion. And there doesn't seem to be any other need to use it, so I'm assuming it's going to be against him.
Yeah, that makes sense. That would make sense that it was there for a purpose.
Yeah, some of the goblins have a torch that they carry with them, and they hit you with it and set you on fire, but it doesn't do enough damage to warrant taking a fire resist potion. It probably takes 5 health off every second or something, whereas they hit you once with a sword and it takes 50 health off you. So.
Yeah, the torch is the least of your worries.
Yes, definitely. But I've taken with the new armor and the new food, I've taken a hit to the face by a 2-star goblin and survived it. I had over 230 odd health, and he did wipe me down to about 70 health in one hit. So yeah, the new armor is good. It's still it's iron. It's not black metal. You can make black metal weapons and what's it, a shield, but you can't make armor out of it. So the new armor is iron still, but better. takes a lot of damage. It's got a lot of high armor on it, so I still died quite a few times though, and it's annoying.
Yeah, because dying, you pay a price in that game, right?
Yes, yeah. To your skills, and you lose all your shit, and you have to run all the way back to get. But it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is, but it is frustrating.
Yeah.
I assume Valheim is off the table with no graphics card as well.
Yeah, I haven't tried it. I played for a little bit just before my card died. It's doubtful that that's going to work. I was in the middle of finishing up the expedition in No Man's Sky.
Oh no, that too.
And I had just sent my frigates out on the last mission, and had finished all the other quests, hopped in my ship and flew to a planet that I had seen when I came into the system, and landed on the planet and got out of my ship, which makes a save. And then my computer died.
Oh, God.
Originally, I thought it was the power supply because the symptoms were very much, like the power supply had died. And so I went and bought a new power supply. And of course, nope, that wasn't it.
Oh.
That was far too easy.
Yeah.
They did say, "Oh, check the batteries first." So.
Yeah.
Yeah, always start there because it's the easiest thing.
Yeah, it's the easiest.
So, but yeah, so Fallout 76 plays really well on the crappy video card.
Oh, there you go.
And I can play No Man's Sky on the crappy video card.
Oh, well, okay. At least you can still keep going with No Man's.
Yeah. So, which is good because the first set of exploration quests ended on Sunday, and then yesterday the new one started, and so I have been able to play the new set of quests.
Oh, well, that's good. At least you have that still. At least it hasn't bonked everything,
Yeah, I could crank all the settings way down. Everything looks like absolute shit,
but it plays.
But it plays.
Well, yeah, there you go. At least it plays relatively smoothly. Yeah, the problem with the Skyrim one is you can't go down because of the 4K texture. Yeah.
You move and things don't move it, immediately, and
that would make the Deadly Dragon battles a little more interesting.
Yeah, that's true. They're already
make them more deadly.
Yeah, more deadly dragon, even more deadly.
I mean, it'd make the regular dragons deadly again.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Was it? I had to rub salt in the wound, but I did have like a mod recommendation. I was with this new one. I added a few extra textures, which I don't normally do. I don't really worry about them, but I've seen this one called rustic clothing.
Oh, yeah.
And that one is 2K or 4K clothing or something like that. I really highly recommend it if Michael, if you're sort of like still willing to throw a mod or two into your game. It changes the clothing and makes them like textureful. Like you have a look at it and you can see individual strands, like it's been weaved together, and adds like extra clothing, the same clothing, but they've recolored it and retextured it so it looks a lot better. It makes the the robes that the mages wear really pop. You know how they have that?
Nice.
Yeah, the satchel that goes over, that's like seems like it's stitched into the like a design on the robes. But when you have these rustic clothing, you can actually see the satchel hanging off the side of the mage and everything like that. It looks like a pop-up that's attached to the side, and it'll have like a design on the side of it as well, like an embroidered sunflower or a excuse me. or a sun or something like that on the side of the bag. It's really, really, really nice.
Yeah, all the stitching stands out. It's in a contrasting color.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm running the 4K on that one.
Oh, nice. I'll have to check that one out. Rustic clothing. I'll have to take a look at that.
Yeah, that's one that it'd be really hard to pull that one out because there's also a couple of other mods that are tied into it.
Yeah, there's another one that said I used to use, but I stopped using it because you needed like 2 mods to get it going. It was something to do with robes, something robes, like fancy robes or something like that. And it changed all the clothing, but you also had to download consistent older people or something to be able to get it to work. But the other one I had that I installed was Nordic Snow and 4K Mountains. And those two I really recommend. They were the scenery outside when you're running along the roads a little bit different, so it adds something to the game to make it look a different and feel a little bit different. So it's not same old, so you can still get into the game again. I was having trouble getting back into it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's always nice to have a little different look when you go in each time too. Just freshens everything up a little bit. I think I have some kind of city overhauls on right now on my legacy one. So every time I go into town, it just differentiates it from when I'm playing the Xbox One. Just adds some things in each town and dresses it up a little bit, a little cleaner, or some more. I think it adds like walls around some of the other smaller cities too. Even like Dawnstar had some walls around it and stuff, and a gate to enter and things like that. Not a closed off gate, but an open gate, obviously, since it's an open city. But yeah, I like adding those kind of things to just like differentiate the playthroughs a little bit too.
Yeah, was it the one I used to like on Legacy Skyrim was whatchamacallit? It wasn't low friend, it was Sexy Right Run. And what I did is you could have add a dirt road to Whiterun. So instead of all the cobble streets, it was a dirt road, and it would make all the roofs red, bright red, and it used to make it really, really pop.
Huh.
And I used to really like that, but I don't think it's been swapped over to
SE.
SE. I think you can still get it to work if you know what you're doing, like Victor.
Yeah.
But seeing as I don't, I'm without it. But if anybody's on Legacy Skyrim, I do recommend the Sexy Right one. As I said, it's not lore friendly, but it looks hella good.
Nice. Yeah, sometimes you just want it to look good.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you just want to change the scenery up a little bit because you've done it like a lot of times, and adding that little bit of stuff just makes it, makes it something else. It makes it feel a little fresher. Yeah. No. So, let's go. How's the? You guys are still doing the Fallout 4 roundtable, right?
Yep.
Main quest again, starting fresh. Have you made it? You've just made it to the Institute, right?
Yep.
And has everybody made their choices?
Yep.
Oh,
Everybody's committed to their path. So I'm Minuteman, so I had to get myself kicked out of the Institute in order to be able to progress. So I killed Father.
There you go.
And that did it. So I'm running. I'm
Go
running
out with a bang.
Yeah. Well, they said kill a named character. So I'm using the Start Me Up mod. So my character didn't start off in the vault, and he wasn't my kid.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
It has a provision where you can go in the vault and find a holotape that has the audio from the kidnapping, and so then you are trying to solve the kidnapping.
Oh, okay. So it takes you out of the family, but you're finding out what's going on with them.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah. So I solved the kidnapping, and he was no longer in danger, and he was standing in my way. So
Oh,
that was it.
there you go. No
He
longer
wasn't
danger.
in danger, so you fixed it.
And
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. He was just living a little too comfortably and a little too smug about it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
There you go. I still remember the first time you get to the institute and it's just like, whoa, wait, you guys are living like this and you're just letting all of us like
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everything's pristine and clean,
yeah, yeah.
brightly lit.
Oh man. I remember the first time I found the institute in Minecraft in the Fallout skin pack.
Oh,
There's actually an institute buried deep underground. I was just like, I don't know, building a subway to God knows how far away. And all of a sudden I was in the institute. And I was like, oh, whoa, this is pretty cool. They actually did a pretty good job of. I will say the Fallout pack was much better than the Skyrim pack,
Mhm.
just because there was a little more to it. It came out much later, obviously, but yeah, that was fun. So yeah, next time, hopefully, Ray's card issues get
Yeah,
better.
I'll have to come up with something
Oh
and
man,
quick.
oh,
So
that's terrible. Oh, well, at least I mean, low res Butcher and Baker in space can keep going. Anyway.
yeah. Yeah,
the
just fewer pictures.
yeah, fewer pictures. not as graphically pleasing, but make sure you check out Butcher and Baker in Space, of course, on all your podcatchers or space. How many A's is
That's
it?
right.
3 A's.
3 A's.
3 A's. And of course we have. Don't forget we have Let's Play Skyrim. We have Skyrim 10 AD, which there's I think like 4 episodes to go on the Skyrim 10 AD feed. There's more on this feed to go, but there's a dedicated Skyrim 10 AD feed. I believe there's episode 40, I believe, just dropped, and there's 44. 44 was the completion. And, Fallout feed, obviously, Dames Who Game, all that stuff. Check them all out. And we'll be back next time. Later, everybody.
Night, guys.
Good night.